Oh, Epic, you shouldn't have. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, viewers of all ages, welcome to The Void. My name is Logic, and this week we are looking at Epic's limited time free, and you know, the good luck and good fortune out of these free assets, it couldn't last forever. So, I think I'm okay with it. This week is a bit underwhelming, but I'm still going to go on and go ahead through them uh, with you. So let's dive right into it. I'm going to start with, well, actually, let's explore, and then I'm going to start with the traditional Chinese style part. I think this is the better asset of the three, even though I don't have use for it. It's also the hardest one to load. So this is by Chen Yang. Yep, Chen. Indeed, Chen made this. It's basically like an open style traditional park. I don't really know much about Chinese culture. Not interested in it. Don't make games surrounding Chinese culture. But the assets look nice. See, they look nice. They have high, really good detail. But I do not think they are optimized for a video game. It's one of those assets where it's like right in between. Not enough detail or not high enough quality to use it for something like a close up cinematic, but too high of a detail or not optimized enough to make a game surrounding an area like this unless it's going to be like static and far in the background. But this took a very long time to load, so we're going to jump right into viewing this first and walking around this one. Okay, this is the overview map that came with everything, and when I say it took a long time to load, this is just the overview map. Like, it doesn't have, it's one of everything, doesn't have that much. When I say I sat here for 20 minutes just trying to get this open, and I by no means have a terrible computer at all. I've run things that were way more dense than this. I don't know. I just think this asset isn't optimized, but it looks pretty. It does. It really does look pretty, but again, like the textures are too. They've got that like pasty looking style to it. It just lets me know like, oh sure, I wouldn't mind using these as background buildings. I thought I found a secret. Yeah, I wouldn't mind using this as background buildings, but and I'm sure some of the interior ones you can definitely use for cinematics. But overall, I don't know. This asset just rubbed me the wrong way. And it's also possible that I'm not receiving this as well because I'm not really like connected to Chinese culture or anything like that. But I also stand here and say I can't use a cinematic here because my eyes can't stop staring at that repeating tile in the brick. I can't unsee it. I will constantly be staring at it. This is definitely not something I would use to make a cinematic. You just have to. You've got to break up that texture, and then you can see that it's like everything's going in a straight line here. The decals over and over and over and over, and then you come to the sidewalls and it's like, but they're not lined up, right? It's just weird. This building was one of my favorites of the piece. Of the collection, I'm sorry. This one was one of my favorites of the collection, and I think it's really nice. But again, and it looks pretty, but I don't really have much to say because I'm not really tied into Chinese culture. But if you find something like this useful, get it while it's hot for the next 2 weeks. It is absolutely free, and I do believe that before I purchased it, I want to say I saw it had a price point of $99. Was it? Yeah. So there's that. And okay, I love this building as well. This one's really nice. But again, even though I have the asset and it's done up really nicely, it's not optimized. I don't really see myself using it for anything unless I, come up with an idea or research anything that has to do with Chinese culture. There is this one game that I'm playing right now that is a Chinese game, and I love the games. It's just not my, I guess, genre to build from. I wish I had the full name. It's about fallen feathers. Like you play, it's like this. You start. I've only started the beginning of it, so you're like this girl, and you wake up in a cave, and then you've got like this bacteria or disease that like makes you grow feathers or something on your left arm, and then I don't know. It's a big. I think it's a open world thing. It's really cool. I've only just gotten into it, as I believe the game just came out. It's free on Game Pass, by the way. But outside of that and Once Human, I haven't really played any Chinese-based games. So again, I'm really lacking in knowledge here when it comes to their culture. But the designs of some of these items are pretty. Like this isn't really uniquely Chinese, so I would definitely, I could definitely see myself using this bridge as something. And then, like this tree here that doesn't have to specifically be Chinese, you know, you can have this little thing in a center of a park, and it definitely allows you to be creative and mix and match and create a variety of layouts. I don't know what any of this is saying. I hope it's not cursing me out right now. These drawings are really nice, but it's possible that it's AI. I mean, unless this guy is supposed to have 7 fingers, I think it's AI. 1, I see a little line there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 fused together, 6. And then if you assume he has a thumb on the other side, that's 7 fingers. I don't know why he has like 3 pieces to his beard. Maybe that is a Chinese custom or something. But yeah, these are definitely AI. AI is getting a little bit better though. I mean, it's only ever going to get better and better, but I don't know what happened to that man's ear. And then it's like AI didn't even know where the hair was coming from, so I'm pretty sure it's coming from his thing. If these are hand drawn, then you've done a really good job to make it look like they're AI. But you know, everything's AI now. You can't trust anything you see. But I don't know if these characters or words mean anything, and I won't be using them again because if I can't read it, I'm not going to use it. These, however, I would like to say are one of the focal points of that. I would use these in any game, anywhere, hang them up as painting. They are so beautifully done. So they give you a lot of these new paintings. There's so many more. Wow. Alright, I did like that. I don't know if the art style is like traditional Japanese, but I mean not Japanese, I'm sorry, Chinese. I hope I didn't anger anyone with that slip up. But where it's like, I love the gray toned images with just a hint or just a pop of color. So here you've got the gray tones with just a pop of red, and I've always been drawn to that kind of painting, and I have that style actually hung up in my home at the moment as well. I just love that style, so I was really drawn to these. This is probably my favorite of them all. But this actually looks like it's a picture of the trees right out there. Looks like it could be a picture. I didn't see a birdhouse attached to one of the trees, but that's what it looks like. Alright, I do think I saw fish over here. Swimming. Are they just koi? Okay, you don't have to be Chinese. You can put these koi. You can put the fish in any pond in any game. Maybe this is probably the reason it took so long to load though. Like I couldn't get the complete scene to walk around in. I couldn't get that to load in whatsoever. So I said, you know what, this is taking forever. I want to hurry up and get through this. So I decided to open the overview scene. But this is really cool. I do appreciate it. After all, it's free. It's not something I would have purchased outright, but I do like that in these free assets, you're not just getting free stuff. You're being introduced to creators that you would have never known existed, or creators that you wouldn't have looked at or given a chance. to take a look at their stuff, if not being exposed to by being listed on the free for the week assets. And I would like to say that I actually have purchased a lot of products from other people because back when it was, Marketplace, before they did the Fab, it was really hard to, not hard, I say it was probably tedious to use their search, and then they would always just like recommend the top things and you didn't really get to see other people. So I've actually found some of my favorite developers through finding them at the free for the month is what it was called back then, but at those assets. And then there are some designers that I look all the time just to see if they've had something new, and I would never have discovered them if not for this. So this is really good for discovery as well, and I'm going to keep a lookout for this creator and see what else they can do. I didn't really take a look at the materials are a dime a dozen at this stage. I've got thousands of them, so yeah, that's that. Let's go ahead and move on to the next asset, which this one I can't place it, but I think it looks quite familiar, and that asset's going to be the Lizardman Berserker. I'm drawing a blank. I've stared at it for like, let's go all the way back to the beginning. I've stared at this thing for at least 10 minutes, and I know I have seen it somewhere before. I've seen this, I think I own it, or I've seen it, or maybe it's since I play games, maybe it's been in another game recently. I cannot place this creature, but it looks so familiar to me, I don't know what to do. And I'm actually quite worried that it doesn't actually belong to the creator. And you go like, oh, well, doesn't Epic Games have a vetting process? And I would like to say, no, they do not. Because just a few weeks ago, and I'd say at this point, probably like 6 or 7 iterations ago, we were given, I guess that was actually the last time we were given animations. The last time we were given a large pack of animations through the free assets, they were all stolen. And they didn't really notify us or anything. They basically just took it down and prevented us from using those animations and adding them to new projects because they were stolen. But the person already got their money, and Epic Games had it in the free for the week asset pack. So I'd like to think they should have apologized or given us another free object in its place, or just something to make up for it, because it proved that some people were able to actually look at the animations and prove that they were one for one stolen from several places. I think one of the main places they were stolen from was Mixamo, which is owned by Adobe now, and everyone knows those animations are free. It's helpful for rigging characters as well. But all of those animations in that asset pack, and I forget what the front looked like, but it just basically said it was like one large asset pack, and Epic didn't notify anyone. They just took it down. And the thing about it is, when Epic takes something down that is proven to be stolen, they take the name away. They unlist it, they take the name away. They don't tell you what it was. It just reads as discontinued. And I've seen this lizard guy somewhere, and I'm like, oh no, this is just a recent issue with the animations. I hope Epic Games isn't making that same mistake again. But this is a Lizardman Berserker from Novozillo. Okay, 3D. Man, what are the names this week is going to throw me for a loop, but let's keep going. Now, most of the images are not rendered in the engine. That's cool and all, but if it's the main photo, I like to see what it looks like in the engine. I think these are all done in Marmoset, which isn't necessarily a guarantee that the person has designed these things themselves. I have seen this before. Now I'm going to look through, now that the armor isn't on it, I'm going to look through all of my stuff. I'm pretty sure I can find a model that looks just like that. Ah, gosh, if you have seen this before, you recognize this model in some recent new game that just came out, or inside another asset pack or whatever, do let me know, because I am trying to place it. I have way too many assets in my library to sit there and take the time to go through one for one, to make sure it's not the same asset, but it really looks like the exact same Lizard Man. Alright, okay, but these were not all rendered in Marmoset. It's got some cool tools. So despite it looking absolutely like familiar, this is another asset that I personally will most likely not be using. I don't really have a use for such a creature. I can't think of any of the games that I'm working on within the next 2 years that would even have this kind of creature or would play into this type of genre at all. But it's highly detailed. It's a really cool thing. But oh gosh, it looks off. See, this is why I wanted to see it rendered in the engine, or what it looks like rendered in the engine. But maybe it's just the way they took the pictures. Maybe it's not that bad once we jump into the actual 3D scene. So let's do that now. Alright, and here we are in the lizard scene. I've got it. I know he looks so familiar. I just cannot place it. Everyone's had those moments where it's like on the cusp of your imagination. Your brain has almost connected the neuron. It's in your familiar stored memories, but you do not have the exact memory that associated with. Everyone's had that moment where it's like it's on the tip of my tongue, it's on the tip of my mind. I know it, I've seen it, and I cannot place it. Oh, the skull on the shoulder is the shoulder pad. That's really cool. The introduction of shoulder pads like this were basically to stop swords from chopping your head off. And they used to decorate them to the T with just all kinds of things. But these are pretty cool. The left one isn't as functional, as you can still come down and swing a sword, but I really like that. I could end up using that piece as a shoulder pad for another character. His skin does look nicely detailed here. Look at that tongue. Hello. Well, now he looks kind of derpy from this perspective. Moving on. So what of the other... Wait. Okay. I was going to say what are the other models for. But it looks like he's just a few different colors. Green, blue, red. He's white. This one has like glowing eyes. So basically it seems like you can mix and match. Okay, well now that his eyes are glowing, I still don't have a use for him, but I'm thinking of a role that he could possibly like play some like tall, glowing eyes bad guy somewhere off in the distance where you don't really get to see the monster. Ooh, that's cool. I just I don't know, but I'm thankful that it exists because I'm pretty sure I can find a use for him even if I don't have a use for him right now. You know, I'm of the notion that it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it, or than to need it for a project and be charged $400 for such a piece. Not to say that this one was nearly as expensive as that, but I'm not missing out on it, so that's a plus in my book. And I do not believe... it did not come with animations, but these are the default animations just so they can show us that it is rigged correctly to the epic skeleton. Oh, okay. This is weight painted in front of him. That pouch hanging down. 10 out of 10. Weight painting something like this, that little cloth that goes in your front, or a skirt for females, or a long coat for any character. Absolutely difficult. People always get it wrong. You've always got stretching going on between there. This has none of that. This is rigged. I love teaching weight paint, and I would give this just a little high off, 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 as far as weight painting goes. Very successful, very nicely done weight paint there. And he has a tail, but let me check to see if his tail has bones. We'll have to go out and go into the skeleton. Showcase versus overview. What's the difference? The difference is night and day, I suppose. Let's have a look at. Oh, let's see. Test animation. Yeah, those are the basic test animations, but I wanted to take a look at his skeletal mesh. And just to see, because it's rigged to the epic skeleton, which doesn't traditionally have, I don't think it traditionally has tailbones. Alright, so here we are looking at his skeleton. Oh, I do see some lovely tailbone. So he is such a high detailed character, and there have been extra bones added for the tail. This is something that would look really, really good in a cinematic, especially because of the high detail that you have in the skin there. Like, you can actually see the scales on him. Everything is so polished. The textures are phenomenal on this asset. You can even see all of the nice detailed stitching and all of the fabric in the leather. The weight painting is on point with this asset. I can see the bumps on his feet. This is a highly detailed asset. Definitely good for an antagonist in a video game where the monster's like chasing you and whatnot. He definitely looks scary, and the glowing eyes added a nice effect. And he's even got some long claws that he can smack you with. But I love the amount of detail in this, and it would be wasted on something like that when you could definitely use this for a really nice cinematic. Alright, so that's my review of that asset. It's wonderful. Grab it before it's gone. I think I saved the best for last as we mosey on over here, and Windmill Valley showcase. Okay. Now, I'm still in Epic's good graces. They are favoring me because, yet again, they have given me a stylized low poly asset that will fit perfectly into the current game that I'm working on. And I couldn't be more happier to have this. It'll make a great addition. Everything fits in so smoothly with the style that I already have. Oh, look at these buildings. The buildings that we had last time had these same dangling lights as well. This one has a more filled out forest, which I am excited about because even though I got some really nice stylized buildings and different stylized assets like gold and chests and barrels and furniture and market stalls and things like that, I didn't really get the best grass and trees. And no, I actually have plenty of rocks. I have plenty of rocks, but I didn't really get enough grass and trees, and this fills out the rest of it so nicely. I also didn't really get a good stylized water. Look at this. My favorite part of this asset is the stylized water right here. They did give us one. Did they? I could put the koi from the Chinese traditional park asset into here, but I do believe they gave us this really weird murky water with one of the assets, either in the previous release or like 2 releases ago, and it just wouldn't fit with anything that I had going on. And then of course they gave us the flying one, which had no use for water at all, and now they gave it. Look at this beautiful creek. Oh, I could just mosey on over, hop, skip, jump, right on over there. This is beautiful. Let's have a look at some of the buildings that they're offering. Alright. Oh, these are blowing in the wind. They intend to blow in the wind. It's a little off, but we're not going to look at that. One of the other ones did offer a clothesline, so I could definitely mix and match. Oh no, the buildings are just for show? I'm heartbroken. Alright, so this is just gonna have to be a village that that you pass by in the game because we are not allowed in the building. Well, I guess the easiest thing that to do would be to use this for an NPC and just have the NPC outside during the day, and then at certain time of the day the NPC would be gone. I was really excited about that. Oh no. Is this one just for show too? Oh man. These are too nice to not have an interior, but I get it. I get it. It was it was designed to showcase outdoors, and showcase outdoors is what it's doing best, because we have a pumpkin patch. Oh, it's gonna be so cool coming I'd say coming October. I will have had I think my demo is gonna be ready near the end of August, and then coming October, I can do a little special, but it will be released into early access, coming October. What is this? This must be the outhouse. Okay. It's done up. I really do like the design of the red brick here, and that's because all the other stylized pieces I got, as nice as they are, all the brick is gray as the rocks. These are tan rocks at least. I have a little bit of a difference here. It just, everything was one shade, so it didn't really, even though it was cohesive, everything felt samey. I have a few different styles of villages throughout the game, so it would be really nice to have this like bright red, vibrant village inside of the game. Alright. I'm a little upset that you cannot go into the buildings, but that's okay. That's alright. This still is well done. I'm wondering if these are hand painted. If they are, that would be really cool. I want to say perception, maybe it's like depth perception, does not see this thatched roof properly. So that's why I'm zooming in like, that doesn't look right. It looks like hair, noodle, french fry. No, it's definitely the back of someone's hair, right? She's got dreads, and then the red part is definitely her bandana. And I don't know, she's sitting in front of me in the class because that's the back of her chair. If you see it, you see it. Moving on. Because my eyes just pick up weird patterns like that. What else are we growing out here besides pumpkins? That's all they're giving us the opportunity to grow. Okay, pumpkins are fine, but I do believe another asset had given me pumpkins already. So, this bridge is nice. Even though there isn't much to it, it's still cozy, it's still serene, and it does still have a place in my game. So, I still made out great. I still won, because Epic Games every week gives me something that I can use towards my game, and one day they'll stop, but today isn't that day. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you catch these assets while they are free, and then let me know what games you're currently working on, how you think that you could implement any of the assets that you've seen here today, or whether or not you've grabbed them at all. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.